Two goats over a bridge. Once upon a time, in a lush green valley, there was a very narrow wooden bridge connecting one side of the swift river to the other. This bridge was barely wide enough for one creature to cross at a time, and beneath it, the water roared loudly as if playing a giant drum. One bright sunny day, a proud goat named Billy decided it was time to visit his cousin on the other side of the river. Billy was not just any goat, he was known to be quite stubborn and very confident in his own ways. As he stepped onto the bridge, his little hooves made a rhythmic clippity-clop sound. As Billy reached the middle of the bridge, from the opposite direction came another goat. Her name was Gilly, and she was equally stubborn but very clever. Gilly had her mind set on crossing the bridge to nibble on some fresh grass she spotted across the river. When the two goats saw each other, they stopped right in the middle of the bridge. Beneath them, the river's water leaped and splashed, almost as if it was a splashy monster, excitedly waiting for its next big meal. "Out of my way, I need to cross first," demanded Billy with a gruff voice, stamping his foot. "Why should I move when I reach the middle first?" retorted Gilly, staring straight into Billy's eyes, and there they stood, nose to nose, both refusing to back down. The thundering river seemed to cheer them on. "Whoosh crash, it said, in its booming voice. Just then, as the tension built and the standoff seemed never-ending, Billy had an idea. He thought to himself, if I try to force Gilly back, we might both tumble into the river. Gilly, on the other hand, began to think, if I jump to the side, there's no telling where I might land. Then, suddenly, an unexpected guest arrived, a tiny brown frog, no bigger than a pebble, perched on the bridge's railing. He croaked, "Ribbit, why don't you to show some kindness and work together?" Billy and Gilly paused and looked at each other, realizing the little frog might be onto something. The frog continued, "Before you, goats have walked this bridge too, and the clever ones learn to cooperate." Feeling slightly embarrassed, Billy suggested, "Maybe if we bend low and pass each other carefully, we won't fall into the river." Gilly nodded, "That's a brilliant plan. Let's give it a try." Carefully, Billy crouched down, and Gilly lifted her front legs over his back, moving gracefully like a dancer sliding through the air. Step by step, they maneuvered themselves delicately. Slowly but surely, they passed each other right in the middle of the narrow bridge. Each continued on their journey, Billy to his cousins and Gilly to her patch of fresh grass. As they reached their respective paths on the other sides, they called back to each other, "Thank you for cooperating. Have a wonderful day." The little frog croaked appreciatively from his spot, and the river sang a little quieter, as if pleased with the outcome. And so, Billy and Gilly learned an important lesson that day. Sometimes, it's wiser to work together rather than to butt heads. From that day on, they always remembered that cooperation could help them cross any narrow path in life, and the goats, well, they were known to tell the tale to every kid and calf who'd listen. And they all lived happily ever after, always ready to share a bridge with a friend. The end. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe our channel for more stories.